Hello, g'day there, it's Dave here, Dave Mills, with another wonderful video about the development momentum theory of chess. Now, what we can actually see here is that the development momentum theory, or what I like to affectionately call MOMO, it is an energetic way of looking at the board. And so now, looking at this position here, I discussed how I would normally respond. I would lost in that part too, and I would play quite dramatically and dynamically, gambiting a pawn and going for rapid development to try and impulse my position to get as much momentum as possible. And so at the end of that video, I said, look, set up the board and work out what you would do in this position. And this is the difference between evaluating like a master or like a club player or beginner. You want to add momentums together. That's like the secret, the sum of the momentum. So I actually gave you a clue when I discussed in part one the trap about how black was combining its momentum down the H file, open H file. Now, the reason why a trap is a great way to look at it is because you have what not to do and what to do. And so I definitely recommend you have a look at the how to play chess like a boss video on the fishing pole. Now, I wonder if you got it. I'm very, very impressed if you work this out without a computer, without cheating. And that is the move C3. I consider this move the technical difference between a modern master and an old master. An old master would have played D4, and a modern master or grandmaster would play C3. Why play C3? Because you want to combine your momentum of your pieces as fast as possible. In fact, the player that can combine their pieces, their momentum of their pieces together, firstest tends to get mostest and tends to have an advantage. And in the case of open files and so on, now the center of value is very, very important, or the value of the center, but I like to call it the center of value. Is very much the center of momentum. Okay, the center of gravity. Okay, the center of gravity, and the center of the board is the center of gravity, and that's why the way I would play before was about the center. Because they're prematurely attacking before completing the opening phase. Alright, I would respond to it classically. Now, this move is the modern way of looking at it, technically, but why is this move so strong? Well, the move is so strong because you are looking to play D4. You're looking to play this move with force. And also, it denies entry squares by that knight, okay, which is not currently pinged. But the main reason why this is technically correct and why this needs to be a change of the way that you think, and that is that you want to, you can actually have a look. You're having a look at this position. Sorry, I apologize. That's there. You're having a look at this position, and you want to. The reason why this move is so, because you want to combine momentum. Can you combine heavies? Can you combine? It's the pieces that move with linear activity. Okay, so now there's different types of collisions. There's elastic collisions. And it has to do, and that gets into the engines of war. Now, this is an elastic collision because this piece can move away, discovering the attack. And I've knocked pieces over. There we go. That always happens. So I won't restart the tape because I think I'm getting to the point of this. Why this was such a strong move is because of the ability to combine the momentum of the bishop and the queen. And the strength of this move, it just cannot be underestimated. Now, so how does black see, because you're coming through the center in their mind you're going to try and get this set up here where you have the pawn center, and you've obviously you've got control of the game from there. So they're looking at this, and they're also looking to play as dynamically and as actively as possible. Okay, so I've seen this idea quite a lot, and this idea, develops it on a great square. It combines with the knight on f2. It pins the f pawn down. I've seen this move a lot, and but the most active, vigorous move, not just according to the chess programs, but also you're quite cramped at this point. The position is quite cramped. You can't play in. C3 has denied activity of that knight. It's actually taken away its reduced its momentum. It's reduced its activity, and so because the value is a constant, right? So it's worth 3, and now it's got no squares in the enemy half of the board. So in a way, you've created a situation where momentum is practically 0. I mean, you can look at it from different perspectives, but this move has so many different layers to it. Now, I'm very impressed if you got it, but the main point was to collide these together, right, and combine their mass, and to do it as quickly as possible at a target. Okay. Obviously, if you're either combining on an open line, okay, or because that has the most activity, obviously, or you're combining against the target, in this case the king. It's you're actually what you're doing is you're actually creating an imbalance in the position. Okay, I like to call that engine of war a barrage, because you're going to try and park the car in the garage. All right, barrage, and when there's 3 pieces down the line, I like to call that a trebuchet. So let's just think about this. Going back to this position here, and the difference between even a strong player and the way a master thinks is a master is looking to combine their pieces as fast as possible. It's not just about development. It's not just about the center and pawn structure and improving your position. It's about having momentum. You develop to have momentum. You create impulse in the position to get movement, momentum. Force is a change of momentum over a change of time. So you want overwhelming force. You want maximum force out of this position. And in this position right here, you want to make this move look even dumber. You want to force them to retreat if you can, or capture, or you want to be able to capture it. So this move here builds pressure. Black needs to do something, and so let's have a look at Black's best move. Black's best move is to respond in the center. Now,